From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a tropical weather update.
Fred Gossage here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center on this Wednesday, July 16th, 2025, with your daily regularly scheduled tropical weather outlook. And we are still watching the tropical disturbances moving through the northern portions of the Gulf Coast. National Hurricane Center, as of the afternoon outlook, still outlining a 40% chance of maybe this becoming a tropical depression here over the next few days before the system moves into southern Louisiana as we head into tomorrow and Friday. However, that's becoming less likely because the circulation is staying closer to the coast, and also thunderstorms just aren't getting sustained with it so that we can get a low-level center to redevelop farther offshore to leave it over water just a little bit longer. So the window for development into an actual tropical depression, it's shrinking with time, and I don't think we're going to be able to pull a tropical storm Dexter out of this system. You can see the overnight convective blow-up we had over the northern Gulf has faded away as we moved into daytime. There is some new development here along the coast, but the actual center of circulation is very close to Panama City. It's right on the coastline. You can see that in the visible satellite here. So this thing isn't completely over water where it has room to breathe here. And with us not sustaining convection out to the south, where we have a mid-level circulation, we're not able to get a redevelopment of the surface low pressure farther offshore for it to redevelop southward and have a longer time off the coast and be able to get it stacked together. That window is closing. Now, that doesn't really change the outcome because we've never expected a big system out of this, despite what you may have heard on social media, on joestopblocker.com or whatever. We've never expected a hurricane out of this by any means. But we have been watching for the potential for a lower end system to try to spin up, with mainly just a heavy rain threat along the coast that's already been panning out, and some potential for flooding because of that heavy rain, and then an increased risk of rip currents along the northern Gulf Coast that will continue for the rest of the week and into the weekend. So if you are braving it and headed down to the beach, please be mindful and obey those rip current warning flags that can save your life. Please obey local officials and their instructions as well, but we're not expecting a big system out of this. We were never expecting a big intense system out of this. Hurricane spaghetti models, we use those for lower end systems as well, not just hurricanes. And you can see generally they track our main low pressure to the west the next couple days, but look how close to the coast it is as we move through the next 24 to 48 hours before coming into southeast Louisiana, and then just the tropical moisture remnants curve northward into the southeast as we head from Friday into the weekend. That's going to increase the rain chances locally across the Tennessee Valley, but not a big washout. We're not expecting big flooding chances or anything like that here locally in the Tennessee Valley, just increasing rain chances Friday and into at least the first half of the weekend ahead. Elsewhere across the western Atlantic basin, we don't see any organized systems. It's pretty quiet out there, not even a lot of convection. There's still a lot of wind shear across the Caribbean into the western Atlantic basin. We look off to the east, to the west coast of Africa, and the tropical waves that have been moving off so far this week and not holding together. There's still some dry air and dust out here that will eventually start backing off over the next few weeks, but we also don't have a global pattern just yet right now that is favorable for Atlantic basin development. But I do think that changes right on schedule as we head on into August, but we automatically expect an uptick in activity as we head into August just based on climatology alone. We'll continue to watch things carefully here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, but outside of the slight chance of maybe there being a quick, short-lived tropical depression in the Gulf of Mexico that doesn't even make it to tropical storm status, I'm not expecting any organized development in the Atlantic Basin for at least the next 7, 10, maybe 14 days, if not longer than that.